Well, the auction is concluded and it's time to start loading everything out. The first thing leaving today is the D17,000. Now, as I said in the last video, this is an estate sale. So my grandparents were Lou and Irma McMaster, and we'll get into this more at some point in time. But basically, Grampers is the reason I'm into all this stuff, and I more or less grew up with him. He's my best friend. He passed away in 2014, and that was really, really hard on me when he passed. That was my junior year of college, and that summer going into my senior year is when he actually passed away. He got diagnosed with, I forget exactly what form of cancer at that point. He'd beat it before, gone through chemo, radiation, all that, so I didn't think that much of it, but it was down his leg, more or less got into his femur, I think is where it kind of was like a bone cancer, and when it kind of exploded out of there, things went downhill fast, and you know, it is what it is. And that was back in 2014, in August of 2014. I think that was right after the fall Brownsville show that year, and he wasn't there. I still remember going to see him every night pretty much there that whole summer. But he passed away then. Graham made it another 11 years until this year. In this spring, she passed away at 93 years old, so can't really complain about that. Can't really have a bad 93-year life. But with her passing led to what's ongoing here with the estate and the farm and everything, has a lot of changes. So my uncle will be getting the farm, but I have my mom and my aunt that are involved in this too. So all the equipment, nothing was left to anyone. Some of it was given to me years ago, like the 10B shovel, the Lorraine shovel that's at Brownsville, a few things like that. But as far as like that 9UD6 was part of the estate, so my uncle's buying that. The other 9U is of course mine. The track excavator is already mine, and you know, a few other pieces were kind of like that. So ongoing here is sort of the buyout from the estate of things I wanted to keep that I got to pay for, and things my uncle wanted to keep that he has to pay for, and the things that, you know, unfortunately you can't keep everything. The things that are going down the road in this whole cleanup process, that's what was in the auction. So it was the estate sale going to my uncle, my mom, and my aunt. So of everything out here that was in the auction, you know, I'd say generally it was somewhere around what you'd think. The D8 definitely brought more money than I expected it to. The 977 didn't bring anything, and to be honest, I bought it back, so I'm paying the estate, and hopefully my mom can pay me back, but I get to pay the buyer's fee and the seller's fee on that because I only paid $3,000 for it. I really thought I would get more bids than that, but whatever. They can sit around here and be parts for the other one if we fix one or both up here. There's a kid over the hill who was interested in it last night that Matt sent my way. D4, I think it was $4,700, $4,500, something like that. Pretty good money. You know, decent, I think, for what it is. The first thing leaving here today is the D17,000. This guy, Dave, has been bugging me about that engine, I think, since the day Grampers died. Every year he has asked me about that. And last night, when he texted me for about the 15th time about coming to get it, I asked him if he was going to be able to sleep. So, yeah, he's the first one coming to pick up. Get the Volvo fired up and throw the forks on her. And there's Dave. Walk her up. We're having that quick hitch is where it's at on the loader, I can tell you that. Quick little check. Always check your pins. And then satisfy little computer. Don't want to kill anybody. Fork's a little wide in package here. What did you sleep last night, Dave?
Yeah, that's what... That's what my wife said that she said. She just read that. So twist them over enough.
That's good. Yeah, we'll get her. It's really not too bad to pick. Should be able to slide right under. So what's your intentions with this thing?
Well, I want to pull that sprocket off the end of it.
Okay.
Put a pulley on it and run something, mill or a generator or something.
Oh, okay. We could have bought the generator ready to go right up there. I think with the skid and everything, it's probably about 12,000 pounds or so. It's not bad. Get her scooped up here. Now we're gonna hurt Kaji Boy's yard. Let me see if I can rock it back enough to get like a block of wood under that thing.
That block of wood sunk right in the ground.
I think I got it. And we got her. Bye-bye, friends. Not sure if we need more of it. Raise it down. Well, I think she's loaded as well as she's gonna be.
What's that?
I think she's loaded as well as it's gonna be.
Oh, yeah.
You need a hand tying down?
No.
So 17,000's headed on down the highway. I'm gonna fire up the Ford F-10,000 and we're gonna load up the D8 because next Sunday probably I'll take it to its new home. Better give you a once over. Quality pre-trip. Oil's good. Everything else is there. Right, girl? Tell you what, having a 3-year-old running around, you gotta check the old neutral package sometimes. I think this thing might leak a little bit of gas because it seems like it always needs some. All right, so this is in-seat start, turn the gas on. That's the compression release. That's the throttle.
jack knocked off the trailer and load her up.
Alrighty, you guys know the drill. Tires out, throw our back chains and binders out. We're gonna set the blade right up on that first bolster. I'm gonna grab a little piece of conveyor belt to protect the trailer. That'll do her. Tires. Load her up, Jimmy. We'll get her straightened up a little bit here. See, the front of the tractor needs to go to the left a little. And depends, that track's pretty good. Alrighty, got her squared up. See, the tracks sit on the trailer just almost perfect. Guess we're over this way just a touch. It'll be okay. All loaded up, tied down, ready for transport. Well, what do you think, Puff? Yeah. So not auction related, but leaving related, and at the same time, the Marion 35 we drug home is off to New Jersey tomorrow. So we are dragging it up top because it's supposed to rain a whole bunch tonight and tomorrow, so I don't want to be down here in the grass in the mud. Alright, we're just going to chain this up in the air so hopefully it stays relevant in the air, and we'll tow it up with the Volvo. What? Definitely not the best thing for your cable chokers, but they're not feeling so well. Anyway, put that there, set that down, hook it up, right, Mom?
Yep. Found our child.
Did you?
Pawned him off.
Okay. Bye-bye. Welcome to pickup day. It is cold and rainy. I think the Volvo might make a mess out here, but my uncle moved all the small pallets he could over to the gravel yesterday before the rain. Let's get to loading. Well, that's what 18 lots looks like. All of it. Held down with pallets. Mickey got the Alice Chalmers 40 scraper. I'm glad he did. He'll probably fix that thing up a little bit. Oh, it is muddy, but it's getting nicer out today. Bye-bye 15. Bye, Freightliner. Get this guy turned around here. That's gonna be the pull type grader. Got it pulled up here on the Volvo. What's your name?
Jamie.
Jamie, and Jamie's taking the gen set back to Missouri. And by way of a gooseneck, I think he's brave. What do you guys think? I think we're gonna find out in a day how he felt about that. How Route 70 in Indiana treats him, but I'm saying 20,000 pounds. He says 12,000 pounds. The Volvo won't pick it, I know that. We're gonna tow it down, use the Volvo and the bigger Toyota to pick this up and let him back underneath it. Poor Jen said towing her out of the mud with a flat tire. It's good though, because it's kind of got some brakes. Jamie's just getting lined up with her, trying to. Fortunately, space is so limited here. It seems I can just pick this thing. I am dancing on the back end. Alright, box truck out of the way. Scott's helping them get lined up here. Away we go. Need to eat a couple more Big Macs. Literally all I have when we started coming down. You might have to kind of ram her under the tires. I got it on the kickstand tongue over here at the moment. Just jam them under there, it'll be alright. Probably about where he wants to be, I would guess. I need to pull in now? Do I need to go in?
Yeah.
Holy cow. You bowed that trailer a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll work.
Say bye to the old Talbert. I'll miss her. The old D6 had to come out. flux capacitor. Maybe this guy will love it. And the 212 and the Talbert still got to be friends. Got it. All right, everybody's cleared out. We got enough time left today on our permit. We can go through Pittsburgh until 4. We're gonna run the D8 up to its new home. We need help from the Volvo. Get her going. Whatever everybody else does, we're going in the middle. That is the coolest entrance to a city. I gotta say it. a little bit further, we can get over. This is a bad residence for us. We stopped to pick the trailer up for that. We made her. Really back here in the hauler. See, I raised it up to get in here. Gotta pull the blocks yet. All right, she's fired up. Let's get her unloaded. She goes. Got our Kim tires picked up. that must have caught on something. Easier to haul that way anyway. Landscapers. Shut off our blinky blinks. And grab our signs. The old road commode now loaded up, ready to head her out to her new home. I think this is the last load that I have to move out of here. We'll get this done and see what else we accomplished today. Well guys, we got the road commode delivered to its new home. I think it's gonna get parted out, unfortunately, but hey, whatever. It had a good bed on it. And you know, the old Cummins, she ran faithfully and lubricating the engine and everything else. A little rust prevention, but hey, these things happen. Winter has really come on us quick this year. It's not even technically winter yet, but it has been very cold and a little snowy already here for the early December days. The old Ford, black trailer, and Scrappy Bert, all that remain. Kind of sad without the 35-ton Talbert. It has been here my entire life. That 35-ton is kind of the trailer I grew up with, and it seemed like it was going to a good home. I was happy about that. Guy named Sam, so you know he's all right. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the whole auction. I want to give a quick little wrap up, talk about how everything went. This is my first experience with being basically part of the selling side of an auction. I've obviously bought at a lot of auctions, but when Grandpa sold out of business in the 80s, they had an auction. They quit farming in the 90s and didn't start until basically the late 2010-ish era, somewhere in there here. And they had a farm auction in the 90s when they sold out of that. So I'd always heard stories about, as we're back in the day with real auctions where you had a truck with an auctioneer on it announcing prices and people. So it's kind of a rare thing today. Everything seems to have gone online since COVID. That really accelerated that. So either way, being on the selling side, I feel like my take on it is everything averaged out to being decent. There were some things you saw that I thought sold low, some things I thought sold high. So at the end of the day, it's an average, and I think it's a speed thing. If you were to sit there on Marketplace and try to sell every item one thing at a time, like, those dump trucks were mine, could have got more money if I'd have parted out myself. But at the end of the day, we only have so many hours on this planet. So I have things to do, and parting out dump trucks to sell them is really not super high on my list. So I would rather be working on old equipment, stuff that makes cool content, other things like that. So at the end of the day, you do have to sort of be selective, unfortunately. But it's just weird, that a lot of things are gone, but at the same time, we still have a lot of things. This is a 30B Bucyrus. I bought that from the estate in my pile of equipment, so we'll be fixing that up here in the next year, I would say. We'll have to get it running again. It's ran in the last, when we unloaded the Cleveland was the last time it ran, but it won't swing right now. It's got some issues. As you can see, our little auction lot, it has all been emptied out. These 3 lots here have not been picked up, and I'm going to say they're not. I don't think somebody wants some old 11R24 tires and the random airbags and toolboxes. I guess they are forfeited at this point. The guy that bought the chipper, I think he was getting new tires, is why it's still sitting here on jack stands. Not sure the deal there. And now with all the small lots out of the barn here, you can see it did not take long to fill this back up with crap at all. Even with the rearranging, the 40 scraper made it back up here. The other old tractors and things, they're down in the back of the barn now. But down here, we're able to get the 10B, the D4 lineup made it inside. And then we got the RD4, the 60 and the 5-ton all tucked back in there. So of the stuff that I personally put in the auction, I thought that, prices were decent on average. The 977 didn't bring what I thought it would. So like I said, I bought that back. We're working on it. Currently got the head off of that. So upcoming videos will be working on the 977 to get it properly fixed. And I have a buyer lined up for that once we get it fixed. Some of the things that made me sad were when we tore apart a superliner when I was building the red truck. I had a black superliner that I basically used for parts. There's perfectly good rear ends in a crate, but there was a rear end torn apart on top of it, and I didn't remember the good ones were underneath it. Well, that lot sold for $6. I'm loading the guy up. I was like, what are you doing with these? He's like, oh, I'm going to scrap them. I'm like, perfectly good Mack rear ends, but these things happen. Things you wish you would have caught and bid on at the auction, but hey, like I said, it's all an average at the end of the day, and it gets things cleared out, and it is what it is. So now, of the equipment I bought from the estate was a couple of the old 2UD8s, scrapers, things like that. But the most important thing, the thing I really wanted to get bought, was the LT. And thanks to you guys and all your support, you were able to put us in a position where we could make this happen. And I really appreciate that. Couldn't do it without you guys watching and supporting this channel. There'll be plenty more to come to see on this LT in the future. And it's just always been my favorite truck. All the great memories growing up, riding with my grandpa in it. This is the truck I learned to drive on with my CDL permit back when I was 18. Just could not be happier to now own this truck. And I say I can't do that without you guys watching and your support. So I really do thank you and appreciate you. I'm Sam with Scrappy Industries. Thanks for watching.